Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. We sincerely hope that you are having a wonderful day. If you enjoyed today's presentation and find it informative, please feel free to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share the content. Today's video subject: why do cats suddenly change where they sleep? As a whole, cats spend roughly 15 or 16 hours per day just sound asleep. Basically, if cats aren't doing something, they're sleeping. And most cats, even the healthiest of cats, have a rotation of napping spots, different beds for different moods. Some cats will stay in the same spots for weeks or months at a time, while others bounce from spot to spot on a weekly or even daily basis. This goes for indoor and outdoor felines. Long ago, we touched on this very topic here at Senior Cat Wellness: why cats change their sleeping spots. But I wanted to sort of remake this topic and discuss sudden changes, because just that small addition to the conversation can really change the heart of this entire subject matter. Even though it's normal and natural for cats to have multiple spots, as I mentioned, things, both internal and external, can cause a cat to essentially pack up and move to a new location. The abrupt shifts, that'll be our meat and potatoes for this video. But before we press on, let's first mention what cats look for in a prime sleeping location. What makes a good spot, well, a good spot? The area has to be fairly small. It has to be warm and comfortable, very safe, as quiet and as private as possible. The territory has to be fully claimed, by the cat in question, of course, and the environment has to be far enough from litter and food smells. The last part is obviously speaking to the indoor feline. Now that we've covered some of the basics in terms of what cats look for in a nice resting and napping spot, let's break down those sudden changes. The changes that can cause a cat to relocate. If we take a look at the reasons why cats initially select a sleep location, it can be a bit easier to understand the reasons for that sudden movement. In many cases, the move is due to the fact that the original spot no longer checks off those necessity boxes, and when that happens, it's time to leave. Let's explore a few violations of the feline rulebook when it comes to a prime location. The area itself is no longer safe, the spot no longer has enough privacy, the area is too cold for winter sleeping and too warm for summer napping. Aches and pains have made what was once prime real estate a bit more difficult to navigate. This is often the case with senior cats. The bedding is just no longer functional and good for pain management. Another factor involves negative experiences. If too many quote-unquote bad things have happened in and around the bedding, it could be time to pack up and move. Changes within the home layout can also signal a departure. And the last one we'll note is illness. Cats that are sick often retreat as a means to stay out of high traffic zones and to shield themselves from potential threats, even within a comfortable home environment. I'd also like to add and just mention that some cats like to bounce from spot to spot as a means to claim as much territory as possible. Nothing's wrong with the old spot. The cat just wants to claim as many areas as possible. This is not uncommon in a multi-pet household. One of the reasons I wanted to branch out with this topic and note the reason for what could be viewed as sudden movement is because I have a couple of personal stories that I'd like to share on this matter. My cat Burl, he passed away a few years ago. He was in his early 20s. I've mentioned him many times on this channel. Well, he had a few bouts with anxiety that would cause him to sleep in various spots. I can recall when the cats that I currently have now, came on the scene, that really messed with Burl's emotional and mental state. I think he felt he was losing his grip on things and just wasn't sure of his spot in the fold, sort of his place in the world, if you will. At any rate, he took to sleeping in the hallway and was quite in his feelings for a while. This is an example of an external factor prompting changes in sleep location. Another story involving Burl took place during a time where my other cats were sick. They'd each one individually, one by one, contracted an upper respiratory infection. They were all fine in just a matter of days, but Burl, due to his age, I thought he needed protection. I found myself doing everything possible to shield him from the other cats, moving him, literally, from one spot to another. Of course, he didn't understand any of this. Areas he used to enjoy and relax, well, he was now being picked up and taken away to different spots. That messed with him a lot. He went into a mental and emotional decline as he was quite confused, and rightfully so. Eventually, I found him just sleeping right next to those sick cats. Thankfully, after all was said and done, he actually never got sick. But because of the change within the home and the change in his routine, his sleep patterns changed and the locations changed. Yet another example of an external factor impacting sleep location. Cats are super sensitive to the goings-on within their environment, and it doesn't take too much to rock the boat. And before I close things out for this video, my advice would be to keep an eye on your cat's surroundings as it relates to a sleep location. If your cat's decided to stake claim to a spot and claim it as a nap time area, make sure the area itself and as a whole and the environment around the bedding itself checks all of those positive boxes. Make sure the spot is clear of any issues, at least obvious issues. Make sure it's peaceful, a bit private, safe, comfortable, not too hot, not too cold. Make sure the area that they have selected can be maintained by them and by you. This way your cat won't feel the need to suddenly find a new spot after just a couple of days. And while most cats do have a natural and healthy rotation of sleeping spots, as I mentioned earlier, it's not good for a cat, especially an indoor cat, in a structured environment to be searching for a new spot each night or each week. If your cat finds a location, a nice location that they enjoy, do everything that you can to make sure that your pet is content and at peace. Your cat's napping area should be a sanctuary, so do all that you can to accommodate accordingly. And on that note, I'll now turn things over to you. Is your cat always on the move and playing a bit of musical chairs with the napping spots? Is there a new location seemingly every night, or has your cat been resting in the same spot for a very long time? And my last question, since this topic is about sudden changes, has something that is known caused your cat to find a new place to nap? Are you currently caring for a senior cat that has had to relinquish previous bedding due to comfort issues? Any and all of the above? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And once again, feel free to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel if this type of content is of interest to you. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.